No, I went back to teaching.
Okay.
But I didn't fix myself completely, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Acts is not, you come out and you're great. You're 100%. You're the ideal Catholic. No, it's just it's a milestone.
Yeah.
And so I go back into working as a special ed teacher, but I picked up a job in a severe behavior special ed unit. So it's special needs with severe behaviors.
Oh, wow.
And that is a tough class to be in.
I can imagine.
You've got kids who bite, kick, scratch, and then at the same time, you're doing all this. There's a load of paperwork for teachers, but for special ed teachers, it's even more.
It's like 5 times more. It's
insane. And that's when I started having anxiety issues.
Wow.
It was tough because I was in an environment that was really tough to deal with. Mm-hmm. Well, things were so bad that I would be driving to work and I'd see a truck and I'd think, gosh, I hope that truck will hit me so I don't have to go to work. Or I would think, gosh, what if maybe if somebody came in to the school, I could be the hero and die stopping a school shooter.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I would think things like that because the anxiety was so bad. I could hardly breathe. And there was one day that I came into work and I was having a tough day. Mm-hmm. And on paper, it was, things were ideal in terms of the number of staff to students. So if you look at it, you're like, why is this guy having anxiety issues? There's just no explanation for anxiety issues.
Yeah, there's not.
And I was having anxiety issues. I had a hard time breathing. I would just cry out of nowhere. And so there was one day that was really, really tough. And the principal and the vice principal were both out that day. And they were out, I think, for the next few days. So they brought in a substitute administrator from the district. And I went into the counselor's office and I told him what was going on. He kind of knew what was going on. And he said, okay, you know what? You should just go home, start fresh tomorrow. Try to let go of everything and start fresh tomorrow. And so I start packing up my things. The kids, I think, are either at lunch or at recess at the time. And I'm packing up my things and the substitute administrator knocks on the door and he comes and he pulls me aside and he goes, yeah, I know what's going on with you. He said, you probably don't remember, but I was on team for your Acts retreat. I'm going to be praying for you, brother. Wow. And that was kind of the first sign for me that things are going to be okay.
Wow.
No matter how bad it gets, things are going to be okay. I didn't realize it at the time, but that was the first sign of that. And then
divine providence, right? The fact that all these things happening and the guy that was on the team for your Acts retreat happens to be at your school that week.
Chris Junti, who he said, yeah, he happened to be there. Yeah. He said, I'll
out of all the days, right?
Yeah. Out of all the days. Needless to say, I had to cut that short.
Yeah.
It was tough. I started seeing a therapist and so I call up, first thing you do is you go through who's covered by your health insurance. So I go through the list and I say, okay, this one's close by. Let me call that one up, right?
Yeah.
I pick up the phone and I'm nervous. I kind of don't want to talk to a therapist because of the stigma that comes with going through therapy and through and mental health. So I call up and I guess, the therapist is kind of busy doing something. So it seems like she's doing something. I'm like, it's okay. I'm not going to talk. And she says, no. Let's talk. And because I was about to put the phone down.
Yeah.
And she said, no, let's talk. So I talk and I tell her, I'm having some anxiety issues. I need somebody to talk to. And so she says, okay, this is my address. I work out of my home and we schedule it. After talking to her the first session, I find out she's a parishioner here at St. Faustina.
Wow.
Yeah.